All right, good morning, everybody. Hopefully, I'm coming through loud and clear here on the various channels. I know I'm supposed to be live here on LinkedIn and on YouTube and on Facebook as well. And so I've been meaning to do this webinar for a little while. I did some versions or different versions of ones recently, and I've had some feedback that people wanted to see this again. So I thought, okay, let's do this again. So I'm just making sure here we're live, first of all, before we get started. And then we're going to kick things off. And I got a lot to cover today. And hopefully, people will then see here. Let's make sure we're live. I'm hoping that we are. Should be live. Okay. Yep. Says we're streaming okay. And again, just trying to make sure everything's working good here. So give me 30 more seconds here and we will go ahead and kick it off to make sure. I just got a lot of stuff I'm looking through here. So there we go. Okay, good. We're live. So yeah, so I'm doing this webinar today on how to use AI, which is so prevalent today, and email, and to get your list to work. And I'm doing this because when we were growing our e-commerce business, struggled with issues quite a bit, and obviously had some ups and downs. But I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. Not much. The real reason I'm doing this is because I'm in the trenches now doing this M&A work with businesses, and I get to see behind the scenes at stuff. And so it's utterly fascinating and to seeing what worked well for them and then also seeing what they're leaving on the table. And it's really sad because a lot of these businesses leave money on the table at the end. And so this is why I'm sharing this. So you don't leave money on the table. And as long as you take some of the tips I'm going to share today, you can and implement them and do the work consistently and learn from the mistakes and just do the work and take some action. You're going to be shocked at the results you can get at the back end. But with AI out there, things keep evolving. And so that's kind of why I want to share this. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started and share my screen here. And again, if you have questions, you can put them in the chat. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to see them. I'm going to try to with the software that I'm using. Be watching those live, and if they don't come through, then I'll look at them at the very end. So with that said, I have to put this disclaimer out here. What I'm going to share today, let me go ahead and turn my slides on. So what I'm going to share today, excuse me, no claims being made. There's no, I'm not saying you're going to have the same results that I shared. Um, and I'm not saying you're gonna be able to retire. I'm not saying I'm just assuming you're selling something legitimate and that's not illegal by any means, and that you're providing value to your customers. If you're doing all those things and you implement some of the stuff I'm going to show you today, you'll have a chance to get your email list to work. So you can really grow your revenue. Ultimately, then you want to grow your profits. So if you ever want to sell your business, you're going to be able to get more money for it. That's the bottom line of why I'm doing this here. So this is really for businesses who are struggling just to get some consistency. And if you follow this in 30 days or less, I'm not even talking about ways you can do this in 7 days, but I say 30 just for a caveat. And even if you tried things in the past and couldn't make it work, I'm going to show you the new way to use email, factoring in AI. And again, doing this in less than 30 days, and you don't have to hire expensive copywriters anymore, because I've done that in the past. It's very frustrating. And then they never produce results. And it's so irritating to do that when they don't produce results. So that is the other reason why I am doing this here today. And again, we're going to use AI to help you get the money. That's the bottom line. So if you've struggled month after month to get consistent sales, if you're worried about the economy, there's a lot going on in the world right now. Where I'm in the US, and obviously we have an election coming up in 5 months, and who knows what the heck's going to happen between now and then. I don't know. I don't get involved with that garbage, but there's just a lot of stuff going on in the economy. You're going to want to pay special attention, because I'm going to show you how you can finally get consistent sales. Again, using AI and email. That's the bottom line. So again, just going to get this, and it's going to take a lot of the pressure off as the bottom line. So the goal for today, I have an extra slide in there, but really the goal for today is to show you how you can turn email into money. And I cannot stress to you this message, this theme is the whole theme of this webinar today, or this master class, is to show you how you can get email to money. I'm going to prove to you without the shadow of a doubt that email does equal money. I'm going to help you unlearn some beliefs that are stopping you from turning email into money, and really money that you deserve. And I say this from personal experience, because I've made these exact same mistakes. And now that I'm seeing behind the scenes at other businesses, they're making the same mistakes. That's why I'm sharing this. Then I'm going to share with you specifically how you can get more sales and subscribers today. I'm going to cover all this and try to do this in about 40 minutes here. I'm going to go pretty fast. This will be, I think, available afterwards. So, but in any event, whether it is or not, just please turn off your phones, Facebook, Instagram, any other distractions, because if you're really serious about growing your business and eventually selling it one day, the next 30 to 45 minutes literally could potentially change your life. And I'm saying that out of true seriousness. So who's this for? Any digital business, whether it's e-commerce, SaaS, software, any business that's doing less than $5 million a year, but at least more than 50K. If you're still kind of thinking to get started, that's okay. You're still going to learn something. You're going to learn the mistakes to make from day one. But this is really designed for people who are a little bit farther down the path. But if you're not, that's okay, because you're still going to get some value out of this. But this is not for people who are just looking for more information, who jump from shiny object to shiny object. Yeah, if you have an idea, that's one thing. But if you're looking for a get rich quick opportunity, this is not for you. That I can tell you. And if you're not going to take any action, this is just a waste of your time. So, who am I, real quick? For those of you that don't know me, I'm Steve Kilberg. I'm an online entrepreneur like you. Built an e-commerce business from just an idea to do over 7 figures. My wife and I were having a conversation at dinner one night and said, "Let's start this e-com thing." And we got to do 7 figures before COVID put a major impact on that business. But in any event, that's in the past. And in doing that, I received my 2 Comma Club from ClickFunnels, which is some software that we use to run our business. And that's, again, when you get over 7 figures using this software, they give you this award. And I never thought that was possible, but I'm here to tell you 100% is. And now I'm doing M&A work, and I get to see behind the curtains at all these other businesses, and they're making similar mistakes. And primarily it comes down to email. And that is why I'm doing this webinar today. There I am, right there on stage with the 2 co-founders of ClickFunnels getting my award. Literally, it's kind of a wild story. You go across the stage like a high school graduation. There's 4,000 people in the audience, and you get this nice little plaque, and you have that to your, for, moving forward. So if you're anything like me, your freedom, your time, your business means the world to you. Again, I'm doing M&A work, but I also coach, consult, and help online businesses get more leads and sales, and eventually put themselves in their business in a better position to sell their asset one day. Because if you're looking to grow your business, which is you should be thinking about at some point selling it. Whether you're ready to sell today or not doesn't matter, because that's when you make the lion's share of the money, is when you sell your business. And I'm in the trenches doing this M&A work, and it's abundantly clear. So if you're tired of having these up and down months, just imagine if you could save a lot of time and finally start to grow. How would that literally change your life? And I'm not saying this to be hyperbolic. It's a sheer fact, because I get to see behind the curtains and what these businesses are doing correct and what they're not doing correct. All right. So really, if you do all these things, you're going to increase your odds of selling one day. And I'm just going to give you some real case studies here. These are some smaller businesses, but just to show you the power of this, right? And these are people that sold businesses, and some of these were leveraging email, most of these were not. I can tell you pretty much every one of these businesses I'm going to walk through right now on the screen are not. I'm behind the scenes at these businesses here. This was an e-commerce business. This kid started this, or no, it's a couple of other people that started this, and they sold that for 175K. Here's another one for 195, another one for 300K, another one for 500K, another one for 1.5 million. I'm behind the scenes seeing all these businesses. And again, all of them left money on the table without a doubt, because they were not leveraging their email list. All right. So that being said, is most businesses, when you think about it, do 3 things. All right. And most businesses that we help sell do these things when it comes to email, right? They get their email, that somebody opts in, and they send them a thank you email. So they're getting traffic from social media ads or posts or whatever it is. And they occasionally send emails for like holiday promotions or just something they come up with every once in a while. I cannot tell you every business that I work with, that's primarily what they do. And I will tell you, they're leaving a lot of money on the table. Maybe some businesses do this, like they'll get various sources of traffic. Again, they come to a landing page, they'll maybe offer a discount if people are going to leave. They'll then send them some content or make an offer to buy, and they send them a thank you email. And then they'll occasionally do a holiday promotion. those most businesses do one of the two things. Either they do nothing at all, they send them a thank you email and occasionally send emails, or they'll do something like this right here. The bottom line is they're leaving money on the table. So I'm going to prove to you that email is one of the best ways to get you consistent sales and show you that again, email equals money. Okay. It's first lesson here. So the money is in the relationship with your asset. I cannot stress that to you enough. It is when the relationship with your asset. HubSpot is a business that does a study every year, and they just came out with their new study. And they said again today, or recently, just last month, I think it was in April, that for every dollar spent to grow your email list, if you do it appropriately, you will get a return of $36. All right. The money is in the relationship with your assets. Right here, it says this is in the report that just came out in April. Email has an average ROI of $36 for every $1 spent. And the better news is now is if you're using AI, it's going to increase that number of 36 is going to go up over time here because it's going to increase, allow you to personalize things, and it can increase your ROI by up to 70%. So just think about that for just a second. You add an AI on top of what you were doing before, we're not doing. Not only is it you're going to get $36 in the return, it's going to grow over time. And that's because you can allow it to personalize things. And that's again why I'm doing this, right? So every business does three things here again. If you overcomplicate this, you are going to cause massive frustration. I say this from personal experience. Trust me on this from personal experience because I've made this mistake. You need to increase the number of leads and customers that you get. You need to increase the average order size per sale. You need to increase the number of times a customer comes back and buys again. That's it. At the end of the day, that's the simplistic things. And how can you do that most efficiently? You do it with email, right? So email equals mono number two example. So just a couple of examples here, but there's a company called Bottomline. They send out these publications. They send out a magazine or a little bit of a booklet every month. And they also send out emails right now. They're a private company. Okay, a small company. You may have not heard of them, may have not. I've got other examples, but I just chose to put this one out there. And this was a data. Now, again, they're private, so the information is hard to get, but this is some information that was released in 2022, which is a couple years ago. They did over $100 million. $100 million. Now, their print subscription gets them $74 million, but their digital online revenue, which email is a big driver of that, is over $30 million, right? 30% of their revenue comes from their digital, which is and a primary source that is email. And how do I know that? I'm on their list and they send me emails almost every day. Look at that right there. Every other day, I'm getting an email from them. And that's because it works. I'm just telling you right now. Inside of all those emails are offers to promote other products and services that they either sell or they're promoting affiliate offers. Much as you may hate it, bottom line is it flat out works. All right. Email example number 3. These are customers that I've worked with behind the scenes, either e-commerce or SaaS businesses, right? This is an e-commerce business. You can see right there. And about 9 months ago, 10 months ago, they did $14,000 when I first started working with them. I actually got into that level, and their subscriber list was 14,000. See that number correlates. I've got it highlighted there. The reason I highlighted that is just so people know is the size of your list, if you do it appropriately, should be generating you $1 in revenue per month. And this business right here does it exactly. Look at that. They're off by a couple dollars, but on average, it is $1 every month. And that's a 30-day period right there. That's why I took that screenshot right there. $1 per month per email list. That's in perpetuity as long as you're emailing that list. Here's another customer as I was working with. If you can see here, they did $18,000. This was a skincare brand, and 73% of their revenue, 73% of their monthly revenue came from email. That's because they were doing it effectively. Okay, this was back last holiday season. So if you think that this stuff doesn't work, you are foolish. And you're leaving money on the table. And that's because you have beliefs. I'm telling you right now, you have certain beliefs that are holding you back from consistent sales. And that's because you think email does not work, right? There's very common myths and beliefs because I had them as well. So I get it. And that's the unfortunate thing is it's costing you money today and really money that you deserve. But most people think email is dead. Social media is where the money is at these days. That is a common thing I hear time and time again. We need to chase the latest social media idea, whether it's getting influencers or creating the latest post, is it TikTok or whatever that social media platform is. And the problem is you're seeing all these ads, you're seeing all these different things that you can get drop shipping, you can make money, or how, health is a new influencer marketing, or now with AI, you just need to get the right prompt to grow on Instagram. If you do those things, that's all these things you're seeing all over social media or even on YouTube. You're seeing all these things that are just giving you these false beliefs that social media is where it's at. And I can tell you right now that that is not the case. Social media is a driver to get people to your website to then you can get their emails. But then once you get their emails, that is an asset that you own, right? The problem is people believe so much in social media that you may have heard of this. I know I've heard of that. This has happened to people that I know. It's even happened to us. Is that this is from National Cyber Alliance. They said that in 2022, NordVPN survey found out that 90% of Americans know somebody who lost their social media account. So think about that. If you're putting all your effort into social media in terms of getting traffic and sales, right? Everything is coming from social media. That's where you think the action is at. And if you lose access to your account, you're going to be in some big problems. But if you have an email list, you own that asset. You can then develop a relationship with them. So the problem is you're believing all these people on social media, you're being distracted to using social media. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm not saying you can get people on there, but they think that that's the main driver of revenue, and it's not. It's a step in the process, right? And this is one of my favorite ones, that building an email list does not produce an ROI. This is one of my favorite ones right here. So here's a client I was working with last August. We did a small test campaign for them. We spent $314, right? $314, and we ended up getting 46 email addresses. This was a test we ran, right? This is for another skincare brand. So they ended up getting 46 emails at a cost of $6.84 per email. So think about that. That was not very much right there. Okay. So with that, they did one holiday campaign at the back end of that, and they got $1,300 back in sales. So they spent 314, they got $1,300 in sales, an ROI of $4.22, a profit of $1,000 right there. So think about that right there. So that cost for that campaign again was $314. As I just showed you a minute ago, HubSpot says an email is worth $36 if you do it appropriately over time. And now you factor in AI, that number is only going to go up. So $314 times $36, if you think about that, if this business continues to do that, just that alone, they should make at least $11,000 on that. So think about that from an ROI. Spend 314 and get $11,000 back. Would you make that trade again? I just showed you that we did this campaign for them, and that's what they're doing right now. Next thing, again, building a list is hard and expensive. Well, I just showed you a second ago that it's not that hard to do. I did a webinar just last month in April, and I got 78 people to sign up for this, right? Just using social media posts, right? 78 people signed up for this. Now, today's wasn't much because I didn't promote it as much. I think I got about 40 people signed up for this one here, 40 or 50 or 40 some people, but not a big deal. I just used social media posting, right, to get people to this webinar, this masterclass. And I just showed you this example here, $314 got us 46 leads at $6.84. Over time, we ended up driving that number down. But even then, you can see that that's not very much money, right? So that's another myth. So again, ROI over time is going to get you $11,000. Would you make that trade again? I would argue that yes, you should, right? Myth number 4 is I don't know what to write, or I'm not a very good writer. This is another one I hear time and time again, right? Well, now with the advent of ChatGPT, if you ask and put the right prompts in, you can get back the right information, right? And the one thing that people overlook is they don't know who they're talking to. So if you use AI appropriately, excuse me, you can build out a persona, what's called an avatar. You can build out multiple avatars. And here's an example of some of the stuff you can get out of AI if you give it the right prompts. You're going to know what their complaints are, where they're confused, what they fear, what mistaken beliefs they have. Then you can use AI to create copy around all that stuff. So this is very powerful information and something people just do not do, right? All right. So the last part about this now is how to turn email into money to get you sales, right? And it's really money that you deserve at the end of the day. Step number 1, you need to get people on your list, right? So how do you do that? Well, anytime you're promoting anything online, just get a registration form. So if you don't have a CRM, or if you do, you should. But if you don't, you can even just use a Google form just to set something up. You're going to get their name, you're going to get their email, and now you can put that into your database and start to email them. You get all that traffic through the social media posts, like I showed a minute ago. This was a post I did for this event last month. I posted this earlier about just today's event. Just social media posts can generate traffic, right? That's one way. That's free. Obviously, all of us are doing that because you're on a social media platform right now watching this webinar or this masterclass. Again, the one I did last month generated almost 80 people to sign up for one. Actually, it was more than 80 at the end of the day, just from social media posts, right? So you can do that just from organic. Because I didn't run any ads for that. I didn't run any ads for that one. I didn't run any ads for this one either. But if I did run some ads, you can see here, you can run ads to get leads, and you can do that very effectively. $6 is an 84 cents is a little bit high. Over time, you should get that number down. But if you combine that with social media posts, that number is going to be lower anyway. I can guarantee you that will get lower. So once the mistake people make is they don't make offers immediately. Think about this. People are raising their hand because they want to hear more information from you. So if they're registering for an event or they're opting in for your free webinar or your free whatever report, whatever that is, you now have a chance to make them an offer, right? And again, as I stated earlier, most businesses that we help sell on the M&A side do that right there. And they don't do or they basically will put people on nurture sequence. That's the other thing I hear is I'll ask people like, what do you do with the emails that you get? They say, oh, they put them in a nurture sequence. Well, that's one of the worst things that you can do because um, that you got to make them offers. That's one of the downsides here is people are afraid to email their list because they're afraid they're going to burn it out. And I used to have that exact same fear. And people are going to churn over time. That's okay. But if you understand who they are, and now with AI, you can understand those pain points and what they're challenged and what they're looking for. You can then make them subsequently offers and offer them valuable either content, but also offer them offers where you can make money. And that's the mistake people make. They get stuck in this fear of, I'm going to burn my list out, right? If you did things even this way, if you sent them a couple of follow-ups and then put them in a nurture sequence, you're going to make more money. I can guarantee you that. But people don't even do that. At the best, people do this right now. And again, they're just leaving so much money on the table. Really, a better way to do this is by when you're getting people on your list, instead of doing a 2 or 3 day follow-up sequence, which is at best what most businesses do, that when I've come in to kind of consult with them, you need to be doing a 7-day sequence. And that was a huge aha for me because again, we're all busy, right? So you're going to get how many times we went to order something, you stopped ordering, you either changed your mind or you got interrupted. And if you're on the business's side, if you were to send me emails of up to 7 days, you're going to increase the likelihood of me coming back to buy. But yet people are so afraid to email their lists. And that's the problem. And that's why you're not making enough money right now. So you need to do it for 7 days, not 2 or 3 days, not 3 days, but 7 days. And you're not bombarding them with 10 emails a day. You're still sending them email after email each day. And you aggressively get a little bit more the last couple of days by giving them that, kind of deadline. But at the same time, if you do that, you're going to make more money. Now, the next biggest thing you can do when creating your list is you segment your list, right? And this is one of the other powerful things around this. So a great way to do this is we've done this for customers is we actually will either run quizzes or we'll survey the audience. And as you ask people questions, and no matter what your business is, you should be asking them questions so you can learn from them. And you should then be segmenting or tagging your list as they come into your world, whatever that is. And then on the very back end of that, you then make them offers based on what they told you. That is the number one thing people just do not do, which boggles my mind, right? So you get them into this thing. If I were to segment that example a minute ago, I could send the whole, let's say 1,000 people came in, there's 200 people or 225 people in each of those buckets right there. They're going to get their own unique offer. And now you factor AI in, which HubSpot just said is going to increase ROI by another 70%. And if you email your list more frequently, you're going to make more money. That is something that I've proven, I've seen time and time again. But if you segment your list, as the other powerful thing from HubSpot again here, it is shown, research has shown that they're going to get 24% more sales and 20% more greater revenue. So if you knew that you could segment your list and get 24% more greater revenue, would you do it today? Most people don't even know this. But now that I'm sharing this with you, hopefully you're going to take this away and start to apply this in your business, right? So if you put people into a quiz, per example, that's one way to easily do this. But the other benefit to segmenting your list is you're going to increase your open rates because now you're going to have better subject lines and people are going to be receiving offers that they've told you they're interested in. I cannot stress that to you enough, right? 39% of marketers who segment their list experience higher open rates and lower unsubscribe rates, which is going to give you better deliverability with the ISPs. And that's critical, especially with the recent changes in the email. The Googles and the Yahoos and the AOLs of the world, they just made a major change. And when you tag your list, I cannot stress this to you enough, you got to put them into buckets, right? And this is an example of a client I worked with last year. They were a skincare brand based on different things. We put them in different buckets. You can see how we tag those people. 623, 1486. And we're not talking a lot of people here, right? The businesses of all sizes. That's the point I was trying to make there. If you do, in this example here, we had quiz takers for this one here. This was June. This was a year ago, basically. They had a 48% open rate, as you can see right there, higher click rate, and they had a $3,200 return on that for just 700 emails, right? That was one email campaign. But think about that, 48% open rate. Most businesses would scream for that. But why did that work? Because we tagged them and we only sent them appropriate offers. So I cannot stress that to you enough. Now, the correct way to build an effective email list and to nurture it and to then, or not nurture it, but to leverage it is you get people in, you segment them, you make them offers, you put them in a 7-day sequence. If they don't buy, because most people are not going to buy, you put them in either what's called a weekend deadline, or you do other follow-ups and you make them other offers, and you keep doing that over and over and over again. And you keep surveying your list and you keep building that relationship with your list. It is your own audience that is going to be your world that you can talk to at the click of a button, right? So email can help you get sales in the next 30 days if you combine artificial intelligence like ChatGPT and using that setup, that system right there. I can tell you right now, you're going to increase revenue and you increase your profit. And again, I'm an M&A advisor now. I get to see behind the curtains at all these businesses, and I cannot stress to you enough. I cannot stress to you enough. Businesses do not do this, right? Okay, I've been going really fast here. So far we've covered the concept that you can use email to start getting you consistent sales, right? I've hopefully dispelled the myths and limiting beliefs that you have up here, which is costing you money that you deserve. I cannot stress that to you enough. People are not just enough. They think it's complex and hard. They think it doesn't work and they think it's expensive, and it's just not the case. If you leverage your email, hopefully I've proven to you can get consistent sales. Businesses that are larger, that are $100 million businesses or even $1 billion businesses are doing it, and the ones that are small into the $10,000 and $20,000 are using it if they do it appropriately. And that's the problem. And hopefully I've showed you some strategies to fix the issues that are holding you back. That is another critical element. So now, knowing what you know, hopefully you feel more comfortable harnessing the power of using your email, and it's going to get you consistent sales in your business. And I'm hoping you're happy, excuse me, you came to this short master class. And I'm hoping that you take advantage of this unique opportunity, because this is only going to get better and better with AI, right? So this is why I'm showing this. So knowing what you know now, can you see yourself doing what I just showed you today? Leveraging AI and leveraging it to send more targeted offers to your email list. And even if you use a tiny fraction of what I showed you today, would you say that our time was well spent? I hope that you would agree with that. Obviously, that's up to you to decide. But if now this is something I'm going to make an offer to people here. It's not for everybody, but it's perfect for some people. So for those people who would like to spend a little bit more time together and go a little bit deeper, because I'm trying to respect everybody's time. I know it's a Monday morning, people are getting back to work, and I want to make this masterclass short and to the point. But if you'd like to spend more time and go a little bit deeper, I have a special offer. I'm calling this my email AI workshop, and I'm going to do this live. I'm going to teach on a live workshop. I'm going to teach you either this Friday or Saturday. I haven't decided the date. It's probably going to be Saturday based on some stuff that happened this morning with some meetings I've got. So I'm going to push it to Saturday in all likelihood at 11 o'clock Eastern time. I know I've got some people watching from Europe, and then even there might be some people from Asia on here as well that want to join in. So it's going to give a time that a lot of people can then join at that point in time. The objective is to help you build a system that turns subscribers into customers in 7 days or less. Really 30 days, but ideally 7 days. If you do this appropriately, you can start getting more sales in 7 days or less, but at least by 30 days, you're going to start to get more consistent sales. Part two of my objection, again, is to get you subscribers in two ways to start. And then there's other ways on the back end of that. Basically through social media posts to get subscribers, and then through social media ads. I'm going to walk you through how to actually set things up, simple Canva templates for those social media posts, which I'm going to give people. And I'm also then going to go into my email account and just walk people through how to set these ads up. It's really not that hard. It's shocking how easy it is. You can spend as little as $5 a day just to get people on your list. You think about that. If I showed you the numbers in there, if you build a relationship and make a compelling offer to people, you can start to get a return on that right away. And then I'm going to show you there's 6 other ways to get people on your list and to start leveraging that. But I'm just going to walk you through those 2 initially on the live workshop. And then I'm going to have some of the recordings in the back end, because the bottom line is you want to own this media. It's all about owning the media. So own media is going to let you create sales with a click of a button. And that is just the reality of how this stuff works. I'm going to also give you 10 cut and paste campaigns. Just going to copy, cut, tweak the copy a little bit and paste it. Tweak it with AI if you want to, and you're just going to paste them out. I'm going to walk you through how to get people on your list and specifically show you how you can segment your list. People, they're going to raise their hand and tell you exactly what they're interested in and where their challenges are. And you can send them emails in the back end. I'm going to walk you through specifically how to do that. All right. It's going to prove and increase your sales. As I showed you earlier, there's data out there that's proven better open rates, better deliverability. All this stuff is doing all this stuff. I'm going to show you basically a process to build a machine at the bottom line. That is the entire goal of this AI workshop that I'm going to do it live. So because I'm going to do it live, I'm actually going to offer a massive discount. So really the value here is the following. There's other programs that are out there. Digital Marketer sold a program about a year ago called Email Marketing Mastery for $1,000, right? And that was very good. That was very good. Actually, I bought it. The famous internet marketer Frank Kern sold an email course back in 2009 it's called Mass Control. He sold over $2,000 and did well over 7 figures on that, but $2,000 just on how to do email, right? University of Texas has an AI program right now where they're showing a bunch of AI stuff. They're selling that for $3,500. And I can guarantee you, because I went through the curriculum, just the outline, they're not going to show you how to make money. They're just going to show you how to use AI with certain things, but they're not going to show you how to make money. And it's just laughable because it's a well-esteemed university. And the University of Denver is offering the same thing. They just started it today, as a matter of fact. It's a digital marketing course, which covers a lot of stuff. They're selling it for $9,000, right? So I can tell you the cost of these programs, there's clear value because people are paying for all these things. And these businesses, whether it's university or individual businesses, they're selling these things and making lots of money. So there's clearly value at doing this. And I'm going to walk you through how to build up this machine, this system right here. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to do this, how to do it effectively, so you can start to create consistent revenue in your business. That I can show you. Now, what I was going to charge for this is I was going to charge $1,000 because, quite frankly, it's worth it. I showed you those examples a minute ago. That one client made $1,000 on one email, right? But I said, nope, I'm not going to do this because I'm going to do this live. I said, okay, maybe I'll just do it for $497. Thought, nope, I'm not even going to do it for $497. What I've decided to do is for $297. I'm going to do this live. I'm going to go for 2 hours. You're going to have all the recordings. Plus, there's going to be other recordings inside of the back end. But I'm going to go live in doing this, right? You can then go to skrpmedia.com/email-ws. That's skrpmedia.com/email-ws to get that. You can go sign up for that today. It's only $297. It's a screaming deal. And again, I see behind the curtains for all these businesses, and I can tell you that what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. I'm also going to give you a bonus of how to use AI to build out your ideal avatar. I'm going to go really deep on that. And there's so many prompts you can use to really build out avatars. Then you take that and you customize that. It's $197 value. You take that and then you come out with some creatives as well. So I'm going to do this as addition bonus. I'm going to do a $497 value on how you can get really creative with using AI to create a whole bunch of sequences, whether they're just a one-time campaign or automated sequences. And it is fascinating what you can do with AI. That's showing bonus number 2. Because bonus number, I was listed for 1. And then bonus number 3, you're getting a 1-hour call with me. So my hourly rate is $297. So that alone is worth the cost of the whole class here. So I'm going to teach you all that stuff. I'm going to give you those bonuses, and then you're going to get 1-hour call with me. So you get all of those if you go to skrpmedia.com/email-ws. You can get access to that right there. So here's a recapping real quick. I'm going to show you how to get subscribers. Gonna show you how to do it for free. I'm gonna give you a bunch of free social media templates with Canva. You're literally gonna click it, you're gonna put them into your Canva account, which is free. Just change some of the copy, obviously. I'm gonna walk you through how to use Facebook to get leads, to show you the paid way to do it. You can start off with $5 a day. There's many ways to use Facebook ads. I'm gonna show you how to turn these subscribers into customers in 7 days or less, at minimum 30 days, but 7 days is the goal. I'm gonna give you proven 7-day equal email sequence, just a template. You're going to copy and paste them into your CRM. That's another $497 value. I'm going to cut and paste others' campaigns, another $497 value. I'm going to show you how to use AI to do a lot of the heavy lifting. I'm going to give you the prompts to create out these avatars. I'm going to give you prompts to create emails, either customers or sequence based on your avatar. You're going to get a one-on-one call with me. So that overall value is over $2,500. It's actually way more than that, but I'm being conservative. You're going to get all of that for $297. So I've been rambling here quite a bit. For those of you that are still here, I know there's a few people, and I don't know if there's any questions that have come in. I really can't see the questions. I do apologize for that. But you can go to the bottom of the screen. If you go to skrpmedia.com/email -ws, you can save $250 today. I'm going to resell this later for at least $497, but you're going to save at least $250 today, if not more. That's being very generous on my side, in my opinion, but that is me. So you can go and get that for $297 if you go to skrpmedia.com/email -ws. Now, if I have questions coming in, I'm going to try to see if I can see the questions. Can't quite tell here. Let me see. Don't see any. Yeah, if right there, you can. Yeah, there we go. So I'm not seeing any questions there, which is fine. So I'm going to do this AI workshop. If you go there, skrpmedia.com/email -ws, you can get all that for $297. So I'm going to leave this for questions here for one more minute. I know I've had some people kind of chiming in here, so I'm hoping, let me go over here, see if there's any other questions over here, because I know there's a few people online here, which is nice to see. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day. I appreciate that. I know we all have busy schedules, especially as the week gets kicked off here. So I'm looking at my other screen over here. So if you have questions, if you have anything, you can go to that sticker on the bottom of the screen. Let me show it one more time here. You can go there and sign up for that today. So with that, I did my goal. I wanted to keep this under 40 minutes, and I think I've achieved that goal. So I talk really fast at times. I was trying to go as slow as possible, but hopefully you guys found some value in this. And I may do this again. I'm not sure. It's another test run at this, but I've been meaning to do this because I'm getting so many people asking me how can they get more consistent revenue in their business. And I'm like, look at the businesses, and I'm like, oh, if you just send more emails to your subscribers, you would make more money. And again, doing this M&A work, I get to see behind the scenes of these various businesses, and they leave so much money on the table, and we still sell their business. And that's the shocking part about it, is we still sell their business because they're still profitable. But if they just sent more emails, they would actually make more money. And it's just unfortunate because they choose not to do that. So in any event, you can go to skrpmedia.com/email -ws, sign up for that today. And I'm going to do this probably on Saturday, do a live workshop. It depends how many people sign up. I may even move it around from there, but that's the goal at this point in time. So thank you very much for coming. For those of you watching, I really appreciate it. Have yourself a great day. And if I didn't answer your questions, I do apologize. I got different screens I'm looking at here. It's just a little hard to see everything. So you can go ahead and just put a comment in the chat. I'll send you an email later. I'll just comment in the thread and kind of go from there. So with that, I kept it under 40 minutes. Thank you very much for your time today. Have yourself a great day and a great week. And we'll